Hi, I'm Caroline. A couple of months ago, I started really working on loving myself and accepting myself for who I am. And in the process of doing that, I realized something really big. And that led me to do a 30-day challenge for self love. And that's what I'm talking about today. I'm going to share my results that I had, which were actually pretty amazing, and tell you what I learned in the process. So, what started this off actually is that in my process of working on self love and accepting myself for who I am, I realized that there's something much more to the work that I was doing. It wasn't just accepting myself as for my personality. It wasn't just accepting myself for, the good things and the bad things that I do and who I am and the mistakes I've made and where I am in this life. It was I needed to accept my body. I needed to accept my body for what it is right now. And right now it's a very heavy body. It's a very overweight body. It's a very uncomfortable body. And right now it actually has a lot of physical limitations. But even more than the physical limitations that I have experienced, even more than being heavy, it's just the appearance of me that bothered me. So, in this process of learning to love my body, there was a suggestion that was given to me that when you get out of the shower and you're drying off and then you put lotion on, that as you put the lotion on, that you show yourself love and you talk to yourself kindly. In fact, it comes from a video, and I'll link that video on the bottom. Her name is Maria Lapuma. She suggested some specific words like, I love you, thank you, I appreciate everything that you do for me, kinds of things, and please forgive me. And I'm sorry for how I've treated you and how I've neglected you or done things to you that have not been good. And this was really helpful. So helpful in helping me to start loving my body, appreciating my body. But I realized that there was something missing. That the thing is that, when I'm in the bathroom, I only see myself, from here on up. And that's okay with me. I'm okay with how I look. But what I can't see in my bathroom mirror is the rest of me. And the rest of me is actually what I'd been avoiding for years and years because I don't want to see my big, heavy, hanging tummy. I don't want to see the rolls on my back or my big arms. I don't want to see those things. They make me feel sad and they make me feel upset. And my answer to that has evidently been to completely avoid seeing myself. So I realized that I needed to start seeing myself, which reminded me of, there was a movie several years ago called Avatar. And it was like, that it was like an alien planet and blue people, right? But in there, something that struck me was how they greeted each other. They said, I see you, sister. I see you, brother. That was really striking to me because, like, they're not just saying, like, I see you with my eyes. They're saying, like, I acknowledge you. I accept you, right? Even for the people that you don't even really like or care to be around, there is some kind of respect that goes along with that with the words when they're saying I see you, right? It's a respect, it's an honor, it's an appreciation for you being you. Even if you-ness doesn't really agree with me and the things that I or what I stand for and who I am and all that stuff. So anyway, this kind of stuck with me. And I thought, so when I do this 30-day challenge, I need to not just see myself in the mirror. I need to see myself. I need to see me. I need to honor me. I need to respect me. I need to love me. And that went along with the work that I had already started doing with using the lotion as a way of putting lotion on and talking to my body with love. So I started this 30-day challenge. Every day I stood in front of the mirror and I took a picture to, make myself do it, to keep myself on track and accountable. And at first it was awkward. It was a little bit hard because I would tear up because I had all of these emotions, all of this angst, all of this sadness about my body and how it looks and how I felt in my body and the physical problems I'm having right now. And so there were a couple of days that I kind of teared up and a couple of days that I didn't spend very much time in front of that mirror because it was hard. It was hard for me to do. But then I noticed that I had to start seeing myself. I had to talk to myself. I had to acknowledge myself. And so I started talking more. I started spending more time. I started talking my emotions out. I started talking my fears out. And the sadness that I felt, all of those things I started talking out every day, just a little bit, talking it out. And just, the most beautiful thing would start to happen. I could stand in front of the mirror for longer periods of time. I wasn't there forever, but I could stand in front of the mirror and I could talk to myself with love. I could give myself compassion. I could give myself a break instead of being so hard on myself all the time, instead of being so negative about myself all the time. I just saw myself as a person who needed love and acceptance. And I was willing to give that to myself for the first time. So, something that I have found that has been helpful in this process is that I kind of needed to separate myself a little bit from my body. Now, I know that might sound kind of weird, but I needed to I needed to think of my body as something a little bit separate from me. And the reason is because I had faulty beliefs about myself. I had all these negative beliefs about myself piled up. So with all of that negativity piled up, for some reason, I was able to allow myself to be kind of mean to myself and not respect myself and not love myself. But when I kind of separated myself and treated my body as a little bit separate from myself, I was able to show more compassion, to treat it like something that needed care, something that needed my attention, something that I wanted to spend time with and give love and care and attention to. What helped me to kind of separate, this is going to sound a little bit funny, but there was in this video, the one that I talked about before, she talked about that we are divine beings having a human experience. And that concept just kind of rolled around my head. And I know this, it's not like it's a new information. I know this and I feel that and I believe that. But sometimes when you hear things from other people, it just kind of like hits you right where you needed to be hit. And it resonates in a way that it hasn't resonated before. And so I came up with this kind of funny thought that I was like, it's kind of like, I'm a host, like an alien host inside of this body. And how am I treating my host? How am I treating this body that is giving me life, that is giving me breath, that is giving me the ability to move and think and and enjoy life and do so many things that my body does for me every day? How am I treating it? What am I giving it back? Okay, so I started doing this. I did it for 30 days. I am sharing the pictures with you of what I did for 30 days. And in those pictures, what you can't see is the growth that I had during this month. It has been an amazing, amazing month. It makes me cry. But I'm a weepy person. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that. One of the things that happened is that I just gained more confidence. I gained more confidence in myself and believing in myself and loving myself. Just this absolute pure love that I am developing for myself and treating myself kind of like I would treat a child, right? Like with just love and concern. And that confidence, I feel a difference. I feel a difference in the way that I'm talking to myself and the way that I present myself. Another thing that has changed is that I have a greater tendency to show love towards my body. I started out with that, doing lotion on my body and saying words of kindness, but that has changed. That has become a deeper, more meaningful experience for me as I have done this 30-day challenge. Like now I really and truly am showing love to my body. I'm more connected. Another thing that's happened is that I have seen myself wanting to take care of myself more, which goes back to me saying like almost treating myself as I would a child, one of my own children, right? I care for my children. I care for the people I love in my life. And I have started caring for myself for my own body like I care for the people I love in my life because I'm learning to love myself. It's been incredible. So, what does that mean? It means that I am exercising more regularly. I want to exercise because it serves my body, because it helps my body to be stronger. It helps my body to feel better because it helps my mental health. I want to do those things. And before, it felt like a drudgery. It felt like something I had to do. Now it's not a drudgery. I want to do those things. I feel inclined to do those things. And if I miss it, if I miss doing it, I miss it. Like I actually miss it. And I feel like there was a lack in my day if I don't do that. It also means that I have been eating better. It means that I've been more aware of what I'm putting into my body. It means that I am a lot more aware of the damage that I'm possibly causing by putting crap in my body or overeating and feeling uncomfortable or eating foods that make me not feel so great. I am more aware of the effect that foods have on my body. Whereas before, I just overrode those things and I didn't care because I didn't care about myself. In fact, for a very long time, I have wanted to eat in a way that reduces inflammation in my body. I've been very concerned about the inflammation in my body, especially recently. I have felt like there's an uptick and I feel kind of swollen and kind of uncomfortable. And I am noticing that and I don't want that anymore. But, telling myself that I have to do an elimination diet and take things out of my diet and the things that I'm eating, it's just like, oh, I can't do that. I can't handle that. I don't want to even deal with that. But that has changed. This month, that has changed. Especially, I have seen that change in the last week. In the last week, I just feel so much calmer. And I'm like, you know what? I don't feel good in my body. I feel inflamed. I feel, ugh, and I don't want that anymore. So for this whole week, I have already started eliminating certain foods. I'm not having wheat as an experiment, and I'm not having dairy as an experiment. I have a very strong suspicion that these things are causing some problems for me. So that's the new challenge that I'm doing for these 30 days. I'm already about 5 days into doing that, and I am not kicking against it. I don't feel upset that, oh, well, I'm also getting rid of sugar. So I don't feel upset that I don't have sugar or dairy or wheat. I feel freer and I feel happy that I'm taking care of my body. It's just like an amazing revolution. I feel like I've had a revolution in the way that I am treating my body. It's incredible. But the result that I am sure everybody is waiting for, and they're waiting to hear for me to say, how has this affected my weight? Well, I will tell you, in the 30 days, I lost 10 pounds. Yeah, because I was exercising and eating better. But also, you know why? Because I was loving on myself. I was caring for myself. And that made the exercising and that made the eating better just fall into place naturally. And I'm not dieting, I'm not restricting calories, I'm not counting anything. Yes, I am eliminating certain foods, but I'm doing it for my better good, for loving myself, not for trying to lose weight and trying to punish myself or change myself or fix myself or all of the negative reasons why a lot of us approach losing weight. It's all about love. And this is amazing and it has been so worth it. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. See yourself. See yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Give yourself love. Give yourself the same love that you give your family, that you give to people that you love and care about. Give that love to yourself. You deserve it. You deserve it. And if you don't believe you deserve it, then keep doing it until you do believe it. Practice it. Do it over and over and over again until it becomes a habit, until you learn to show that kind of love that you show to every single other person in your life. Show it to yourself. I hope that you have gotten value out of what I have talked about today. And I hope that this helps you to know that, maybe if you're struggling with the same stuff, and if you're having these same doubts and these same problems and these same heartaches, that you know that you're not alone, that there is somebody else who's going through this, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that we can improve, we can feel better, we can change our lives and and have a happier, more fulfilling life. And please like my video. Please subscribe so that we can stay together, we can stay connected and work these changes together. Take care of yourself, give yourself love, give yourself the love that you deserve. And I'll see you soon.